So hi everyone. My name's Kim Smith and I'm really thrilled to have you all here. And thanks for joining in our first virtual symposium. We have hosted our GPSEN Sustainability Symposium several years and want to acknowledge Portland Community College's very generous support over the years for that. But here we are, all home and remote. So we're using Zoom. We're going to have a couple just quick little comments on that. We have everybody muted at this time and with cameras off. Yeah, everybody should be muted. So thanks for everyone. We have two folks doing tech help for us who are going to be unmuting folks when there are opportunities to have dialogue. And the other features, you'll see you can raise your hand. Anyway, I have a wonderful, our first speaker is a wonderful leader here in Portland. And so I'm going to hand the reins over to our board president, GPSEN board president, Serena Dressel.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all here today. I'll just work on getting my screen up with these slides. Great. Okay, thank you all for joining us again today with the Greater Portland Sustainability Education Network. I'll be giving a quick overview of what we'll be doing in our next 2.5 hours, as well as recognizing some of our Sustainability Award winners. So first, welcome. Our theme is a call for action, and this is in line with our motto of our organization, which is educate, empower, and engage. And GPSEN, or the Greater Portland Sustainability Education Network, has a mission to connect diverse organizations in a collaborative network that multiplies our collective capacity, to educate, empower, and engage each other to help create a healthy, just, and thriving region where education for sustainability is prioritized and integrated across sectors, and everyone has opportunities to shape a sustainable future. If you'd like to learn more about our organization, you can learn more at our website, GPSEN or GPSEN.org. And this is a quick overview of our program for this afternoon. First, I will be giving welcoming remarks and recognizing our award winners, followed by a call for action video and more of our call for action theme being discussed by Joe and Kim. We will next have a workshop, Food Forests and a Tool for Climate Stability and Community Resilience, followed by 3 presentations with the themes of agrobiodiversity in context of food security, social justice through gardening, and community and solar equity. And lastly, we will wrap up with a community discussion and interactive portion of our afternoon where you all will be able to contribute. And this will be a community dialogue for action and resilience led by our executive director. So thank you again for all joining us today, and we look forward to sharing this with you all. First and foremost, thank you to all of our sponsors who helped make our original event possible, as well as today. And we like to say we're all in this together. So thank you again to Portland Community College, KBOO Community Radio, Green Living, a practical journal for mindful living, the United Nations Association Portland Chapter, 7 Sails Vineyard, and Christopher Bridge. Thank you all. And next, we would like to take time to celebrate and honor our local sustainability advocates whose work helps to advance our mission. And beyond us recognizing them today, you can stay tuned for our podcasts and blog posts that will go into greater detail about all of the wonderful work that we are recognizing that they are being recognized for. So first and foremost, I would like to recognize Mac Poro-Tosano, who works at Portland Community College as the Multicultural Center Coordinator. And we're recognizing him for his work with the Pacific Climate Warriors and 350 Pacific. And we also wanted to give space for Mac to say hello. If you're here, Mac, now is a great time to shout out to everyone.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I just want to thank the folks who nominated me for this. Is totally unexpected, and because there's so much work, I'm not used to taking recognition for things we're still working on. So I hope this award opens up opportunities to meet new people and expand our climate justice work. But I'm really honored. Yeah, I'm just really shocked too at the same time. So I really appreciate it, and thank you all, and I look forward to our work ahead.
Thank you, Mac. Again, we recognize Mac for the Staff Sustainability Leadership Award with Portland Community College. And next, we will be recognizing our Student Sustainability Leadership Awards, and we're honoring 2 of our College Network members, Michelle Bates from Portland State University and Billy Fish from Reed College, for their campus divestment campaign work, which you'll be able to learn more about in our blogs and podcasts. Billy and Michelle, I think that you might be here as well if you'd like to say anything or say hello to the group.
Hello, everybody, and thank you to everybody that's been working on this project, because it takes a coalition to do these projects to move forward in a better sustainable future.
Yeah, and I want to say pretty much the exact same thing that the 2 people before me have said. I'm extremely honored to be awarded this, and also I know that it does take a coalition of a lot of people working together, and so thank you very much.
Thank you both. And if anyone wants to join our college network, we would love your support in furthering these campaigns. Thank you. Next, we'd like to recognize our Nonprofit Sustainability Leadership Award winner, Lara Andenoro, who is with the Sunrise Movement PDX, and we're recognizing them for all of their climate justice youth advocacy. And Lara was unable to make it today, but we want to recognize Sunrise Movement's ongoing impact on climate justice work in Portland. So thank you, Sunrise Movement, and it's a large movement, so maybe some other chapter members are here today, so thank you if you're listening. We would also like to recognize our Business Sustainability Leadership Award winner, Caitlin Horsley, who is the Principal Sustainability and Decarbonization Strategy person at Portland General Electric. And one of the things that we would like to recognize Portland General Electric for is their work in highlighting the Portland Public Schools climate curriculum and financially supporting the development of that curriculum. And I believe that Caitlin is here as well. If you'd like to say anything, Caitlin, we invite you to.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Great. Thank you so much, Serena. This is Caitlin Horsley. I'll keep it short, but we are really pleased. Thank you so much for this recognition. It's really a bright spot in some difficult times that we're all going through right now. So as Serena said, I'm working on a blog post with some additional information about the climate curriculum that we're really excited and working on with Portland Public Schools, as well as some of our other work that we're continuing even during this time. But other than that, we're really excited about this opportunity and looking forward to hearing the great sessions that you guys have planned for today. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Caitlin. Lastly, we'd like to recognize our Community Member Sustainability Leadership Award winner. Jose Mikalauskas is a climate justice organizer with Verde, and we're also recognizing his work for fairless transit and transit justice oriented work. Jose was unable to make it today, but we want to recognize his hard work and thank him for his work in Portland communities. So thank you, Jose. And next we'll transition to introduce Joe Colhane, who will be talking a little bit more about our theme, a call for action, and a fun video that we have to share related to that.
Well, hello everyone. This is pretty surreal. I just wanted to pause for a moment here and reflect on the fact that we're all globally in this pandemic and crisis alongside the environmental climate crisis. And the idea for the call to action, or call for action video, was kind of spurred by this thought that we're all alone and isolated, but we can show how we're still a part of the movement and what we're called to for action as we move forward. And through the process of making the video, which was really only over the last week and some change, you know, I realized that different people have different access to technology and privilege and support systems, so that not everybody can make a video. And it's just a really surreal time we're in right now. And one quick aside, I've spent the last 6 weeks without my 12-year-old daughter, and timing wise, she literally just arrived in our house minutes ago. So I can hear her playing with my son right now, and I'm like overwhelmed with emotions. And also I did want to also recognize that I do have a lot of incredible privilege, and I just really want to take stock of that and acknowledge also the indigenous lands that this is all being held on. You know, it's important to recall where we are, how we got here, and how we're going to move forward with this sustainability movement, but also our narratives and mythology and story. So this little video is my little contribution, and thank you to the people who sent videos over the past week. Ideally, moving forward, more people can contribute their videos and thoughts and create a broader and more diverse and richer story of how we're coping with, how we're dealing with our journey, you know, as we're in isolation, but we're all still together, you know. I don't know if Kim wanted to pop in, or if we just want to get right into the video here.
Yeah, I'll just share something just for a moment. Oh, Joe, we're really grateful that you're back in Portland again and doing serving on our outreach and communications team with GPSEN. You've done a lot for Portland Community College and our community, so this was a fun way to utilize your skills and have some voices. So I'm going to share the screen again, and I'm going to show the two videos. Okay, I'm going to do one that's the climate change. We have one on youth takes and insights from youth on climate change that was going to be one of our big topics during the big symposium. So let's do that, and then we'll play your video. Okay, so if you want to, you can turn off your screen and microphone there, and I'll just move us over here. Okay, so our first one, and hopefully this will behave itself and you'll be able to see it. Make it big.
Climate change is here. Necessity that the public be informed on it.
These news outlets aren't talking about climate change because they think it's a political issue, when in reality it's a scientific fact.
It is imperative that we have media that is factual and responsibly reporting on the impact of climate change. There are individuals that are actively funding media to create a false narrative on the state of our planet and how much time we actually have left.
When our media fails to cover or denies climate change, it hurts the communities most vulnerable to its impacts. The media talks about the climate crisis like it's a problem for the future, but it's already here. And if it continues to take a backseat to the public eye, the implications will become more and more severe.
Climate change is here, and it's happening, and And young people should be the voice of this movement because it's our futures that are at stake.
I would love to see more people of color, more indigenous people being invited to these really important conversations and decision-making processes.
Really involve the young people's perspective. Being on forms of media like Instagram and Snapchat, I've actually been overwhelmed by the amount of teenagers taking action. That's pointing out the fact that teenagers have a voice in this crisis. We are the ones that are going to inherit the climate crisis, and we are the ones that have to clean up the mess that has already been made. It is important that our voices are the ones that are being heard.
When we're given the opportunity to share our stories, I think it helps other people connect to the climate movement and see how climate change affects their lives as well, and hopefully it can inspire them to take more action.
So it is absolutely necessary that the media steps up its game and starts treating climate change like the climate crisis it is. The media needs to start actively covering this as a climate emergency.
Okay, so this is the video that we're so grateful that Joe was able to pull together with a variety of folks in our community. You might recognize some people, and you know, enjoy this call for action. Here we go. Here's a new video.
We want everyone watching this video to help us save almost extinct animals so they don't go extinct.
What's important to me is helping students and other folks understand how natural systems work, what's possible when it comes to taking care of them, and helping them develop resources for doing so.
In these troubled times, I think it's my responsibility to provide the support to our children so that they can face the future with a sense of hope.
I saw the flash in your eye just as you arrived. You're so damn mysterious and sly. Now, why am I not surprised? Well, if this is supposed to happen, I'll just let it happen to me. Walking on solid ground, I found the face of the moon. He was smiling down on us, singing his toothless tune. He says, my light illuminates one love. So sing me to sleep and let those stars have their way with me tonight.
There are so many ways to make a difference. One way, help our pollinators build more mason bee houses.
I'm called to action right now by continuing to do the divestment work at Reed College, by doing work related to student body government at Reed, and other sustainability efforts on campus. I'm also called to action simply by, reading things that I haven't had the chance to. And lastly, by taking care of myself and taking care of my family.
Strong girl, a woman with curls. He found me singing about my love for this world, making big time stars redemption. I'm medicine wheel and a gateway into the ocean. Moving and shaking about, gotta clear my headlight. What are my intentions here? And are you ready for a
fun, Joe. Thank you very much. Do you have a word or two you want to share just to finalize that?
Sure. And thank you. It was fun to make, and you know, it's neat to see what people come up with when you just throw out a kind of, you know, what is it you're up to, and it was neat to see what people came up with, and it would really be great to see more of people's stories and personal contributions at this time. And I just wanted to, I guess, elaborate on that and connect it to the Mac. Mac and I had a great conversation yesterday, which I'm excited to announce. We, you know, have this new podcast that we're gonna launch here called ESD Sustain Me, and Education for Sustainable Development for 2030. Really exciting. And Kim, you're gonna get into all that later. But as a podcast, Mac and I really had a great conversation, and I'll be publishing that podcast later today, so be on the lookout for it. But yeah, it was neat to have everybody or some people contribute some videos and put together a little something sweet, and that there was some youth, some elders, you know, diverse people coming forth and sharing some stories is neat. And I'm just honored to, you know, be participating with everybody at this time. And it's just so crucial we change our story. And that first video you shared is real, and the fear and the intensity of what we're facing is scary sometimes, and even incapacitating. And I guess the attempt with that video was to try and have something a bit more uplifting and encouraging, which, you know, is another call to action, is for us to provide what Billy said at the end of that video too, that self-care while we care for each other as well, which I thought was really a sweet way to end that video. So yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of this movement with y'all. So thank you for being, you know, on this online virtual symposium while we're in a pandemic globally. I mean, we're just in unprecedented times in so many ways. So I'm just honored to be a part of it.
Well, we look forward to seeing more of your creations, Joe, and having our award winners will each be interviewed, so you get to learn more about their work with Joe's podcasts. So yeah, ESD Sustain Me, great new opportunity to have our voices heard. Okay, so we're gonna go now. I've got a couple slides to share, and then we're going to move into our speakers. So enjoy, you know, we'll have those videos, those links available. We also will have this whole presentation recorded. So if there are things that you're interested or want to see again, we'll get that out to you after the show. So, all right, a couple things. I'm just giving some framework. So I'm a sociology professor at Portland Community College. I specialize in environmental sociology, and I have such hope around the Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2030. And so just to get a sense of how GPSEN is framing our symposium and a lot of our programming, we choose different SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, to focus on and drill down to and think about what are we doing in our own Portland region to address these different issues. They are global goals, they're aspirational, but we're doing the work locally, right? You can look at these and see which ones you're involved with, right? Where do you volunteer? Where do you work? So today we're really going to be focusing on number 1, issues around poverty, 2, around hunger and food security. We'll be talking about health as well. And of course, we're all wishing each other good health. And then 4, education. So GPSEN itself, the Greater Portland Sustainability Education Network, is really trying to expand that definition of education to not just be formal ed, so of course schools and higher ed, but we're also talking about public awareness campaigns and workforce training and the things, you know, workshops that our nonprofits and governments do. So let's really celebrate how much good work is happening locally. The other thing that to keep an eye on is a new decade. I am so excited that UNESCO has launched a new decade this year called ESD for 2030. So again, Education for Sustainable Development is the international term. We usually say sustainability education in the United States, but just know when you see ESD, we're talking about the same thing. So we're just an invitation, you know, this is the whole idea now, is saying that we can't achieve any of the Sustainable Development Goals without ESD. So for all of us, you know, let's identify how we're teachers, how we're learners, and what we can do locally and broader than even our own towns to really make a difference. So again, the theme for this conference symposium was a call for action. This is a call for action, and we've got a decade to try to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, and let's have education be the engine for that change. And last piece here, how do we do it? What are some skill sets that we need? And so some of the presentations I want you to think about, and if you notice these types of elements coming in to their talks, you know, when do you see systems thinking? What does it mean for us to be able to see the dots and recognize the complexities of the world around us? How do we acknowledge and prepare for risks? A very important issue for all of us now. How do we anticipate this new normal? Normative competency, how are we going to learn new values and norms so we don't fight with each other? How can we live in a world where we actually can get along again? All of this is an invitation, you know, be innovative. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to try, right? Don't be alone. Collaborate when you can. Question the system. Critical thinking skills, really key. And also, you know, as Billy said to you, self-awareness. Be aware of who we are, how we can contribute. We're going to keep saying we're all in this together. So, you know, let's be problem solvers. We're being called for action, you know, essential time in history for us to have integrated collaborative efforts together. So goal for education, let's do ESD for 2030, and hopefully these presentations will give you some new skill sets. So